Fear is scary. You're uneasy about the future. You're worried about things. I'm worried about this. I'm concerned about this. This could happen. Oh my God, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Ah! We're gonna go deep into fear, and you're gonna be like, oh man, Momma Miki done figured out how to deal with all this fear. Fear drives you back. Fear places you in this state of no man's land, makes you retreat. You've probably heard this saying, a coward dies 1,000 deaths, but a brave soul dies but once. I don't know about you, but once sounds better than 1,000. One. I think brave is the answer. When you're hysterical about something, like something's really, really getting to you, sometimes, not always, but sometimes it's a prompting. It's a true premonition of what is to come. If you're petrified around a certain subject, around a certain idea, around a certain reality, the last thing you want to do is become crippled by that perspective. What you want to do is use those frightened, anxious states to soldier up and face that enemy that is fear, so that you can once and for all take it out. Do you want some burglar like inside your house just hanging out? He makes up the bed, now you're sleeping on the floor. He's eating your food, now you're cooking for him. Do you want that burglar? Do you want that fear? Do you want that idea to take up residency up inside your house? I know you don't. Nobody does. Let's deal with it. Today we're gonna deal with it. You want to become gallant. You want to become the Prince Charming. You want to become the warrior princess. No more being weak in the knees. We need to gain some assurance in who we are, in what our purpose is, in how we can survive, in how we can experience this fullness that life wants to deliver us. That deep down, that's all we really want, is that safety and that love and that ability to feel at ease and at peace with the world around us, those around us, with ourselves. When you move into that space where you're feeling more confident, you've thrown off this fear and you've thrown off that fear and you faced this fear and you dealt with that, then you can move into this space of empowerment, and there's not these worries hanging over your head. And it's amazing what you can accomplish when you're in that space of freedom. Let's transform. Like right now, there's no reason you can't get over your fears this second. There's no reason we can't go to new heights now. If you're afraid of failure, the most successful people in the world have failed more than anybody else because they have a risk-taking spirit. So anytime you're thinking, I'm afraid to fail, remind yourself that's what the successful people do. They fail all the time. They start businesses that fail. They start another one. They take a risk that doesn't work out. They take another one. If you have this OCD thing, then you're basically afraid of yourself. You don't trust yourself. Did I lock the door? I don't trust that I did. Did I unplug the iron? I don't trust myself that I did. Did I forget to pick up my children from school? I don't trust myself that I'm responsible. So this OCD thing of always worrying about whatever, you gotta just trust yourself and know, I'm awesome. I'm one of the most responsible people I know. There's no reason for me to go over these things again and again. I know I take care of what I need to take care of. If you're afraid of the dentist or the doctor, you gotta be your own doctor and your own dentist. Now go and take care of whatever if there's a problem. When I go to the dentist, they say, wow, you're like perfect, because I'm my own dentist. I clean my teeth perfectly. I floss my teeth religiously. I don't need to be afraid of the dentist. In fact, I can go less than most people because I take such good care of them. I don't eat sugar. I don't drink soda. I know these things are not healthy for me, so I stay away from them. Whatever that fear is, just take responsibility for it. Take ownership of it. If you're afraid of natural disasters, just watch some prepper channels. Those guys are great. They'll tell you how to make sure you got the right water filters and how to plan for food, whatever. There are things that you can do. And once you just take a little bit of action toward developing those fortifications, you feel like a rock star. You're like, I ain't afraid of no hurricane. Come on, tornado, please. I got me some backup water. You have a fear of flying? Well, you don't have to worry about that right now, do ya? Just don't fly. Just make everybody come to you. Problem solved. Don't take a job that requires flight. Don't do it. And if you have to, say, well, this is not my favorite thing, doggone it, so I think I'll watch a movie. Or maybe I'll take a sleeping pill. If you're afraid of losing all your money, then diversify. If you're afraid of losing your home, or a lot of people are in really tough financial straits right now. Go there and take action now. Don't ignore the fact or hope that things are going to get better. We're in a whole different age right now. We're in an age where there are massive changes being swept across the world on purpose. Fortify yourself. Get a house with a friend. Move back in with family. Be a blessing to that family. Sell a car. Start selling your clothing on eBay. Do something that brings you out of that fear and puts you into action that rectifies the situation. Learn how to make money in these times online. You're afraid of ghosts? Well, maybe you should be. 99% of the world is dark matter, dark energy that we can't see. I'm sure there's other things out there, other energies in our space. If you're afraid of them, just wake up in the morning and make friends with them. Good morning, ghosts. Can we be friends today? Will you try not to scare me? I would like to be friends with you, little ghosts. And then pretty soon you'll be waking up. Good morning, ghost friends. What's up? If you're afraid to be alone, just remember everything is connected to everything else. There is no separation. This all is an illusion. It's a spider web of things connecting all of us. Take a look outside. See that deer over there? He's part of you. You are him. Take a look at those stars, those lights up in the sky. Those are connected to you. Say hello to all the beings. Grab your plant friend and say, thank you for being my friend and giving energy to my place in my world. I am not alone. Do nice things for the neighbors. Write letters to family and friends. There are steps that you can take to make sure you don't feel lonely. I'll tell you what'll help you if you're feeling lonely. Go buy a puppy. Take that puppy on walks all the time. You wouldn't believe the number of friends that you'll make. Hey, are you on Facebook? How can I get a hold of you? We should go have coffee sometime. We should go for a walk together and then you can play with the puppy next time. You have to take the action toward that place of fear that you have. You don't need to fear being alone. There are other people out there who feel the same way that can meet that need in you, and you, in turn, can meet that need in them. That's a beautiful thing. Afraid of creepy neighbors that just moved in? Do a background check on them. Build a fence. Put some good curtains on your windows. Bring them something so that they don't do anything weird to you. Have a conversation. Usually it's because of the unknown that we have fear. That's why you gotta face it. You gotta face the fear. You gotta face those creepy neighbors. Face them. Are you afraid of some weird attack or like an assault? That's a common one for people, right? You could go buy some bear spray. When I lived in Boston, after moving to a city for the first time, being a small town Colorado girl, 18, and I had to ride the subways, I had to work late at night sometimes and walk home. Having my hand on the mace gave me confidence. If somebody did come up to me, run, run, run. If you're afraid of somebody attacking you, then become that warrior princess. Do your push-ups every night. Don't get out of shape. Get strong. Lift some weights. Take some action so that if in the very, 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 very slim off chance, probably never gonna happen, but if it did, you'll know how to throw a punch. Afraid of bugs? Tell yourself, if a bug ever lands on me, I think I can take him on. Next time a bug comes near me, I'm gonna do a little flick action. So practice your flicking. I think you can take a spider on. I think you can take a bee on. I think you can take a wasp on. And if a mountain lion comes around, I'm in mountain lion country, you rise up into the fullness of your being and you that mountain lion's gonna go, I ain't messing with that. That's what you do if you have a crazy person come up to you too. You just go, oh! And they're like, oh, that biatch is crazier than me, I'm out. If you're afraid of the New World Order, build a bug out bag. Get a second passport. Afraid of running out of toilet paper? Get a bidet. They pay for themselves. Quick. A lot of people are afraid of public speaking. If you're afraid of public speaking, then have one little paragraph that you could say at any occasion. If somebody said, hey, Mickey, tell us about yourself, I could say, sure, you bet. I am blah, 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 blah. Deep inside, maybe I'm terrified. Maybe I'm having a panic attack. But I knew what I was going to say. I hit the highlights, blah, 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 blah. That'll help you. Face your fear. You say, if I have to speak in front of other people, this is what I say. This is how I introduce myself. This is how I tell people how I make my living. This is how I tell people whatever common questions people ask you, you're ready. Some people are afraid of intimacy. You probably should be afraid of intimacy. There's very few people worthy of your trust. I'm probably making you afraid of people now. There are certain things that you should approach with caution. You can't just trust everybody. Why you don't give people your passwords or merge your bank accounts or go into business with people. There are a lot of times that it's very appropriate to say, no, I'm going to use caution. To build a friendship, it takes time. Some people are afraid of getting a disease. Well, there's a lot of things out there that are available to us that could cause disease. We know just drinking one soda a day doubles your increase of the big C word, right? So there are things that you want to be smart about. If you're afraid of developing a disease, but you have all these bad habits, well, then that's on you. You just haven't taken the time to despise your habits. A lot of women, men too, are afraid of losing their looks. They're afraid of aging. Honey, you just gotta own it. When I started this channel, I didn't call myself the spiritual babe. I called myself the spiritual mother, because I'm a mother. Own it. It's okay. Take good care of yourself. But don't worry. Don't worry that you have cracks and lines in your face. It's a good thing if you've been smiling. It's a good thing to have the gray hair. There's wisdom. It's a good thing you lived another day. It's a great thing to live into your 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s. Don't be afraid of such things. Embrace them. If you have a fear of going out, wear sunglasses and a hat. People will ignore you. They won't talk to you. If you have worries over cybersecurity, get proton mail, from Switzerland. It's all encrypted. Then change all your passwords. Keep it clean. Don't put very many apps on there. Don't let other people near your stuff. Afraid of death? This is why we live good lives. This is why we don't hurt other people. This is why we don't steal. This is why we don't harm. This is why we make amends with people. As much as is possible, live at peace with all men. You do not want to have these regrets at the end of your life. And you certainly don't want to live in fear of death. We die once as lion-hearted souls. We don't die 1,000 times. We die once. And it will be a grand death. It will be an epic death. It will be a time of celebration because we lived a good life, because we gave it our all, because we were kind, because we were interesting, because we took risks, because we did something that was in our heart that we couldn't live without. It's because we worked ourselves out of that space of being fearful and afraid and a coward, and we said, screw it, I'm not doing that. I'm not living that kind of life. I'm going this way. I'm going to take some chances. I'm going to take some risks. I'm going to be different. I'm going to be unusual. I'm going to make myself proud. This is the kind of life that we lead. So at the end of our life, we say, I did it my way. I did it my way. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't worried. I wasn't overwhelmed. I dealt with my SHIT. I dealt with it. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to deal with it. Hey, that's why, by the way, my daughter and I created Fashion a Fairy Tale. It is the greatest life school in the world. I dare you to find anything that's greater out there. I would put our school up against Harvard. I would put our school up against anything Oprah would put out. I would put our school up against any online training, any book, anything. Everything that has made me successful, happy, funny, calm, thrilled with living is in here. All the practical stuff, all the metaphysical stuff, everything is in here. If you enjoy my videos, good, I'm glad. But the really good stuff is in here because it's a methodology that you buy into. I don't need your money. For what you pay, I deliver so much more. The value is so high. I just want to help people. I wish this would have existed for me. I wish in a future life, I would have created this and then come back and been able to take it because I would be 1,000,000 times further ahead. Instead of only writing one book, perhaps I would have written 20 with the help of this. Living in fear is like being obsessed with bad things. That's what living in fear is about. You're obsessed with terrible things. You gotta 86 from the news. You gotta take your attention off of scary movies. Tune out really bad music. I love listening to the old stuff. The Beatles, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra. These old, pure vibrations, happy songs, sweet songs, not ho this and ho that, and these weird beats, and this terrible boo. It makes you nervous, makes you anxious. Go back and listen to some songs that have a calming effect and make you want to sing along and have some joy and do that while you're addressing something that you're afraid of. If you need to make that call to the IRS, deal with it, but put happy music on while you do. Pride will keep you from asking for help. You have not because you ask not. Start with simple asking it of yourself, asking it of the universe, asking it of God. Ask for boldness. Today I ask for boldness. I ask for inspiration. I ask for freedom from the bondages of fear. Today I ask for joy. I want to be heroic and sure. I want to be cool. I just want to feel cool. I want to be stout-hearted. I want to be more. I want to be great. I don't want to live in this space. I don't even want to entertain any of those thoughts. Sometimes you just got to wear your disco shirt and get bold and be crazy and brave and wild. If you live in a lot of fear, it might be that you have too much time on your hands. And making yourself busier will alleviate that. And when you're busier in a good way, when you're accomplishing a lot, then you're proud of yourself and you're dealing with those things that you've been putting on the back burner. You know that fear shuts down your immune system. I can't stress enough not to watch the NEWS's. That'll scare you so bad. Stop. Don't do that. They want you to be afraid. If you want health, then you got to stay away from those things that trigger those fear responses. Cut the cable. Cut it. Cut the social media. Cut it. There is no way that I possibly covered all the ways you can overcome fear. The most important thing to remember is that you have been programming yourself, and your own actions have sort of brought you into that space in certain areas in your life, and you just have to deal with it. You have to look at it straight on, head on, face it, and stop programming yourself for the negative. Instead, make that flip. Instead of saying, I'm so afraid of this, nervous about that, oh my God, what if this happens? Program yourself the other way. I'm brave. I'm awesome. I'm cool. I got life handled. And then go handle it. There's an ancient scripture that says, perfect love casts out fear. Love yourself perfectly. Love others as well as you are able. Find that love within yourself. And if you haven't watched my 10 fun love tips, you need to go watch that video right now. It's the first one I made on this channel. Because when you can perfectly love yourself, and you can love your situation, and you can love this journey that you're on, the fear will disappear. Love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself as you are in this moment. Love yourself for all the mistakes that you made. Love yourself for being free from all of the things that held you back in the past. Embrace yourself. Honor yourself. Be the hero in this magnificent life journey that you're on. Make it an epic adventure. You may have noticed I always look so good in my crowns. I believe every woman and every man should own at least one and do their mirror work in them and feel the royal energy that is begging to be released. I'll drop the link below where I get my crowns. No more being shook, baby. You want to be audacious. No more being chicken little. You want to have nerve. You know this is the YouTube channel for you. Do not for a second be afraid to hit that like, that subscribe, and ring my bell. Kiss that like button for me. Just kiss it. Be brave. Be courageous. Embrace the future. I'm gonna be there for you. Now I'm a boss around fear. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. I'm a big, big boss. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. Ain't no fear up in my head today. No way.